Okay, hello everybody. So, we're now on a different file. And oh my god, it's good to see this reaffirmed, okay? I was just floating around in the dark here, but I figured it all out. So check it out, look. So this file has got everything I've shown you. So we haven't skipped anything, right? It's just that I've taken the effort to get the stuff I've talked about. So check it out. Celestial Mirror, we've got. Flint with a bouquet, fine. Summon is an Aeon Soul, fine. The Jex Sphere stuff, that's fine. We're just missing one. We've got all the rest. Now, the Sun Crests, we got all the crests, which I've shown you guys. We got the sigils, all these sigils, okay? So Mercury, I just showed you guys that. Venus for 200 lightning. Jupiter from the Blitzball. Saturn from the butterfly catching. Sun from the Chocobo Racer. This leaves Moon and Mars left. Down here, we've got all the Albed primers except for one. We also have this Flower Scepter, which we got before, but not something else. So, and in the Aeon department, I actually didn't check this before recording. Yeah, check it out. We've got all of them up to Anima and Yojimba. That's awesome. So, what we're going to do now, guys, is we're going to go get ourselves a new Aeon. We're going to board the airship. And that was in the Moonflow, by the way. So I made this save file a long time ago in the Moonflow, so I would specifically know which one to load back to, because there's not much to do at the Moonflow in the entire game, right? So I was like, okay, just save it somewhere weird so that you know, even if in disaster, it's the Moonflow that you need to go to.
The final...
Yes, okay, Sid, sure. And all of this stuff should be the same too. It should have the Omega Ruins on the list. It should have Sin as an available location on the list. Yeah, Sin's there. What about the Omega Ruins? Yes, and I've not been there. Amazing. Okay, cool. So what we're going to do, though, is we're going to go back to the Calmlands, and we're going to visit Bergamini. Now, remember, it seemed like there was an Aeon there, number one, but number two, she was fighting us with Aeons as we unlocked them. Now, we've unlocked two since then. That would be Yojimbo and Anima. Actually, guys, before we go to Remiem Temple, let's come here to the Monster Arena. I think it just makes more sense timeline-wise. So, what will have changed here? Well, we will have caught 10 of every single monster everywhere in the game, okay? Up until the Omega Dungeon, which we haven't visited, and somewhere else. So, basically just a lot of places. I want to chat with this guy and see what he has to say to us about all that stuff. He says, you've got all the Fiends of the Calmlands. Now I can reopen the arena. So remember, that was his first task for us. He says, oops, I almost forgot. Here's a token for my appreciation of your hard work. I don't know if you have what it takes to open it, though. He spawns a chest for us. Well, I think we do have what it takes to open it, right? So let's go to this. The Celestial Mirror seems to react. We'll let the thing glow up. And voila, we get Nirvana. So we could have had this a long time ago when we first reached the Calmlands. And so that is Yuna's final weapon. She doesn't get so much as a cutscene as the rest of the people. And I think the reason she doesn't is that this scene we're in here, it's a pre-rendered background. There's basically just animated art. And so they can't, like, swing the camera around and do interesting stuff like they would in other areas. Do you see what I mean? Like, this is what the Albed home was like. It's, I think, a technique they used when they didn't think people would spend much time, maybe, in certain places or whatever. But the funny thing is, you spend ages in the Monster Arena. This is where like you do all the grind for the game and stuff. Like, you spend more time here on this screen than anywhere else in the whole game. So, yeah, anyway, that's Yuna's weapon. I speak to him, he says, wow, you've completed a total of 10 races and areas. You seem to be worthy of this prize. I gather it's a priceless item, but I have no use for it. He gives us the Mars sigils. So, there you go, that's how you get Auron sigil. He says, I've been researching the fiends you brought me and created the ultimate wolf. This is for getting like 5 of every wolf in the game. We get 99 Chocobo Feathers for that. That's pretty great. He says, do you want to take a swing at it? The first fight's free. So we can just say bring it on, right? Every time you try and fight one of these, it's going to cost you money. These are my 3 guys, and you'll notice they're not actually that powerful. Now, Waka's got more health. They are slightly stronger than the ones you saw in my other save file. Waka has the Aurochs reels, which I can demonstrate to you guys now. And as you'll notice here, it's pretty crazy. It's every single one of his overdrives all at once, with an extra thing on there, these flashing white ones, okay? Which I missed. So, yeah, I will give you footage of what happens if you get all 3 of them at once. But basically, it just becomes a big hit if you mix stuff together really in a really ugly way. Yeah, that guy just crit us for 14k. Auron still doesn't have any new overdrives because we haven't managed to go back to Bavel. That's fine. You'll notice they're all hitting 99999 each time, though. These guys are what I did most of my capturing on. And there you go. You see the guy wrecked us, right? We're still a very weak team. As I've said before a few times in the series, this was endgame for the original release. It was just killing stuff in the Monster Arena. And some of it could get quite hard. There's one particularly powerful one called Nemesis right at the end. But so far, you know, it's not really that exciting. So anyway, what? You lost? Guess you're just not up to scratch, he says. So let's have a look at what we've got here. Choose to fight monsters. And it will show us everywhere in the game. Right now, there's this unknown area here, this unknown. Actually, there's more. Okay, this last one here is original, right? And these are very special monsters he'll create, like, that are totally unique and totally new, which is very cool. There's the Omega Dungeon here, which we haven't captured anything in. There's Mount Gagazet, which we've got 10 of everything. Calmlands, we've got 10 of everything. Makalani, you see all this? Jose. There's only 3 fiends in Besaid, we've got 10. And if we want to fight any of these, we can just go for it. So let's fight a dingo. You know, the epitome of the weakest thing in all of Final Fantasy. And there you go. Waka just dodges it. He ambushed us. We get tons of turns before he gets one. And we kill it. And that's basically the way the monster arena works. Now, just because we killed a dingo, it doesn't mean that the amount of dingoes we've got now goes down to 9. There isn't that kind of mechanic there. It would make the monster arena almost pointless. So that's not there. And as you can see here, Killiker we got 10, Mushroom Rock we got 10, Beacon Owl, everywhere. Even the Stolen Cavern of the Faith, which these Tonbrees are really rare and really difficult to find. As you can see by how much they cost. 3,000 gil to fight one, instead of just like 720 for a Yowie. But whatever. You'll see finally the Species Conquest here. And these are things that he creates. So the Fenrir is that wolf we just fought. So now, if we hit exit and speak to him again, he says, oh, I've been researching specimens you brought me from Beacon Owl and created one nasty beast. And he says, here's 99 Shadow Gems. Do you want to take a fight? I'm not going to fight it. We will show these later on in the series. So don't worry. He says, yeah, you can fight it again, but not for free. I have to make a living too. And now you notice a new thing here is called Area Conquest has appeared. So when you get 10 of everything in Besaid, he makes a specific, like, ultimate Besaid creature, which will appear on this list. So that's the Abyss Worm for the area he just told us about. So what I'm going to do, guys, is just talk to him a ton, and he's going to keep telling us he's created stuff and keep giving us items. Look, I've mixed all kinds of flan together and created a real nasty one. 60 twin stars. After taming all the little birds you brought me, I've bred something out of this world. 99 Mega Phoenixes. Then the Mihen High Road, he just said, and 99 Soul Springs. I've been researching specimens from Killiker Island and created one nasty beast, 99 Poison Fangs. You see, these rewards are insane. Those 99 Mega Phoenixes let you put Auto Phoenix on loads of people's armor. After taming all the dragons you've brought, I've bred the ultimate worm, 99 Purifying Salts. I've been researching specimens from Mushroom Rock and created a nasty beast, 99 Candles of Life. Thanks to you, I've created the ultimate horned beast, 99 Light Curtains. Besaid Island, 99 Stamina Tonics. I've been researching specimens from Jose, 99 Petrified Grenades. That's quite a fitting reward for Jose, I think. Nasty Imp, 99 Mana Springs. Now, Mana Spring is like your Stamina Spring. It doubles your MP pool, but you, like, never really need it. The Ultimate Insect, 60 Mana Tonics. The Cave Under the Gorge and created a nasty beast, Silver Hourglass times 40. Mount Gagazet, a Blossom Crown. So, this is a very different item to all the other ones we got. Therefore, finding everything in the Calmlands, you get Yuna's final weapon appears. For Mount Gagazet, which is just in the next area, you get the Blossom Crown. And he doesn't explain where he got it or where it's from or anything like that. I feel like you should really get it somewhere else in the game. But that Blossom Crown, if we have a look in our key items, you'll see it appears next to the Flower Scepter. The Flower Scepter says it seems to have some connection with the Hidden Aeon. So does the Blossom Crown. So we now have 2 items which will allow us to break the seal in Remium Temple, which we'll check out in just a moment. The Thunder Plains, 99 Chocobo Wings. So that's 99 Chocobo Wings and 99 Chocobo Feathers. Now the wings are really rare, very difficult to get in the game. And those will allow us to get auto haste on our gear, which is also amazing. Stuff from Macalania, 60 Shining Gems. He says, I've done it! I've created a monster! This is a fabulous day! Come on, kiddo, help me celebrate. So he's created a monster purely out of stuff he's learned from other monsters. This is a totally original creation. He gave us 63 stars. He says, do you want to take a swing at it? Let's try. Let's see what he's created. Wow, this thing looks like the Chocobo Eater. It doesn't have that we're all incredibly low health. But let's see. Now, this monster here, we're not going to be able to beat. Let me just throw out this. We're not going to be able to beat her. But also, this monster here is the only thing in the game that drops Fortune Spheres. I believe. Yeah, it's the only thing in the game that drops Fortune Spheres. So if you want to get your luck really high to fight Dark Aeons, which you absolutely have to do, it means you have to kill this guy tons of times. And he's just ridiculously difficult, long to fight. He's a huge pain. Huge pain. And so, yeah, I just wanted to bring him to your attention. He says, what, you lost? I guess you're not up to scratch. The idea of having to fight one of these things your first time through at the Monster Arena is just hilarious to me. He says, I've done it. I've created a monster. So here's another original one. I will show you all of the original creations. There's like 11 of them, I think. Something like that. But we'll do those when we're powerful enough to beat them. Here's a third original creation. 99 Doors to Tomorrow. Those are items I don't think I've even talked to you guys about at all in the series so far. 99 Gambler's Spirits. See, the rewards it gives you for the original creations are really, really high. A fourth one. 30 Megalixirs. That doesn't seem really on par. I think you should get 50, but whatever. And there you go. Finally, that's everything. So if we look at fight monsters now, you'll see Area Conquest. Look, because we've completed all of these areas except for 2 in the game, we've got all of these area things that have unlocked. The Cactar King, so forth. Cactar King is a recurring enemy. We'll talk about that stuff later. Species Conquest. For catching 5 of every single flans in the game, we got the Jumbo Flan, and so on. But there's a few that are still unknown here, and that's because those are species still hidden in these last 2 areas. And then finally, Original. So we've got the Earth Eater, the Greater Sphere, the Catastrophe, the Thuban, Shinryu, and one final hidden one over on this page here. So, what I want to show you guys now is all these items. This was crazy loot we just got, right? So let's sort our items automatically. And let's have a look at, first, just the descriptions of them. And then we will see what we can customize with them. So down here, you'll see we got all these with these specific icons. They just say there seems to be some use for this. These are like the Hypello potions that we talked about before. They're specifically just used in customizes and mix. Very powerful stuff, right? Doors to Tomorrow, Gambler Spirit, stuff like this. Winning formulas as well, right? Then we got a bunch of spheres up here. Let's scroll up a bit further. Now we've got all of these items. Twin Stars. Reduce the MP cost of a character to 0, which is even stronger than like 1 MP cost. I guess it doesn't really matter, but really, really powerful. 3 stars. Reduce the entire party's MP cost to 0. Doubles the max MP of someone. Doubles the max HP of someone. Damages an enemy and dispels them. Doubles max MP of just one guy. Absorb HP and MP. These light curtains, which we got 99 of, cast Protect on people. So yeah, that stuff's pretty generic, which we've already seen. Let's go to Customize. Now, let's see what happens that we can now customize. We got a lot of stuff here. We can put Censor on something, Piercing, First Strike. First Strike is different to Initiative. First Strike means you will always get the first go no matter what. Initiative makes it less likely something will ambush you and gives you a chance to get a preemptive strike. With First Strike, you say you get ambushed by an enemy like a Malboro, you will still get to act before he does because you have First Strike. So that's customized with Return Spheres. Initiative here for the Chocobo Feathers. Fire Strike, Lightning Strike, Water Strike, Ice Strike. These are all like the gems and things. Dark Strike, Smoke Bombs. Silence Touch and Silent Strike we can't do. These are sort of interesting. Death Strike. Those 60 far planes wins we just got. You can put Death Strike on something. That's the stronger version of Death Touch, which we bought for Lulu a long time. Almost always adds death to attacks and skills. Zombie Touch, Zombie Strike with these Candles of Life we just got. Slow Touch, Silver Hourglasses. So here, look, we got Strength plus 20% from those Supreme Gems. Really, really powerful. Magic plus 20% from the Supreme Gems also. I think that's one of the only examples where the same item can be used with twice. We can, on our regular file, use this to buff Lulu, like that final amount, or put it on Kimari, for example. Counter Attack, Evade and Counter, Magic Booster, we've already seen that. 1 MP cost for those 3 stars, half MP cost for the Twin Stars, double AP and triple AP we already talked about. Overdrive to AP, this is a new one. What this does is it means all the times your Overdrive Gorge would fill in a battle, instead of charging, it will convert it to AP instead. And that's really important for actually getting the max, like doing a lot of grind in the game, which I'll show you guys. SOS Overdrive with the Gambler Spirits. This charges your Overdrive at double speed when your health is low. That's weapons. Let's look at armor here. Let's just scroll down a bit until we find one. There you go, the Second Wind. Fire Ward, Fire Eater, Lightning Ward, Lightning Proof, Lightning Eater. You know, you got all the elemental eaters and stuff. Dark Proof, Silence Proof, Sleep Proof, Poison Proof, Stone Proof, Death Proof. So you could use the Far Plane Winds to create Death Strike or on weapons, or Death Proof on armor. Zombie Proof here, same for the Candles of Life. Berserk Ward, SOS stuff, we've seen this stuff before. Auto Protect, so what is that? 70 light curtains? To create Auto Protect. That's a lot of light curtains. That's really expensive. But Auto Protect basically just means you permanently take way less damage from physical attacks. Incredibly important to defeat the hardest bosses in the game. Similarly, Auto Haste. Loads of Chocobo wings. We only just got 99. This would diminish tons of our supplies. Puts automatic haste on someone. Means you don't have to waste that turn at the start casting Hastesia. Means every time you die, it doesn't matter. It stays on you. Means you're immune to stuff like slow. Incredibly cool, great, powerful ability. You need it to kill stuff. Auto regen can be useful in some setups if you like breaking HP limit. Tons of defensive stuff. HP plus 30% here. Really not that amazing, honestly. Like, it looks pretty good, and for how many stamina tonics it costs to create it, it is pretty good. But for the final bosses, you don't want that. Auto meds. We already talked about this. Auto phoenix. Automatically use a phoenix down on a KO'd character. We got given 99. That's enough to put it on 3 characters. With 3 characters with auto phoenix, you can no longer be killed by a lot of stuff in the game, because every time someone dies, another character just throws a phoenix down until you run out of the items, that is. Master Thief. 30 of these pendulums we had before. This means that when you steal, you will only ever steal the rare items. That's really cool. No encounters down here from the purifying salts we can create ourselves. Lastly, break HP limit for 30 wings to discovery. This is something I won't be doing in this series because you don't need to, and it costs a lot more grind to build your HP stat really high. But yeah, and break MP limit here as well from the 3 stars. So, those are our items. That's the kind of crazy stuff we can create. We'll talk about that more much later, don't worry. I know this has been a lot of mechanical stuff. Let's leave this area. So what do we get? Yuna's final weapon. We got the Mars, the Mars sigil. And we got another item that seems to be linked with a hidden Aeon. Let's head on over to Remium and see what we got. Alright, so let's speak with Bergamini first before we do anything else. She says, if you've got what it takes, blah, blah, blah. Now, you will notice Yojimbo and Anima have appeared on this list. We'll fight Yojimbo first.
Very well.
Because we haven't done this.
Are you ready?
Now, I believe one tiny little mess up on my part is I've already beaten Yojimbo on the save file, so you won't see like the reward she gives you for the first time for doing it, but it wasn't anything amazing, so don't worry.
Choose your A.
Alright, which Aeon do we want to choose? None of them have got anything charged. We haven't seen Anima yet, but I'm saving that for a specific moment. We'll go with Shiva. My Yuna on this save file is less powerful too. She hasn't actually unlocked Holy yet, so that should mean her Aeons are slightly less powerful also. I like how he just spams Diagoro on us, like she's she's refusing to spend much money. He's in his weak stance. I'm gonna heal up. Oh, here's a new one, Kozuka. Oh, there you go, wow. And down goes Yojimbo. He needed just like one spell, but he just kept evading me. I don't know whether it's because I started getting unlucky or because when he gets low health, he then just becomes super evasive. There you go, so for beating him the second time, you just get spheres. So there's 10 power spheres for that one. So,
I will be the judge of...
the next one on the list is Anima. Now, we know Anima already from fighting it against Seymour.
Now. Choose your Aeon well, Summoner.
Okay. I will try to. So, what we're going to do is summon Valifor. We may end up going through a fair few Aeons here. Hopefully Anima doesn't kill me in between, like Bahamut killed me against Isaru. Dude, it's storming something fierce outside right now. Something really fierce. Alright, we're just going to start attacking. Like, it's shaking. The wind is shaking my house. I miss that. I don't know. It's something about when I was a lot younger. He spelled us. When I was a lot younger, it seemed, I don't know, I have all these memories of playing inside, like, laying on the floor, playing with a car or something, I don't know, and it just being absolutely miserable outside, but me just being super happy inside. Oh, good times. Okay, should we just overdrive? He's going to get 2 goes, but sure, whatever. Energy blast. Now, you'll notice my Aeons are still damage capped at 999. one thing we could have done is, now that we've got pretty much all the crests and sigils, right? One thing we could have done is gone back into the forest, and are we going to be dead here? No. See, I don't know whether we should let Anima kill us rather than like spelling him. We could have gone back to the forest and got all of our final weapons done, and by doing this we would have broken the damage limit on our Aeons, and so that would have made these final fights against Bergamini a little bit easier. But I don't want to do it in 2 trips because we still are missing one of the sigils, and that's Yuna's sigil. So we'll go to Ifrit here. Sure is cool that he wastes his turn despelling, and it charges my meter. No! How did he kill me? God damn it, I should have hellfired. Oh, look at that crit, Ixion, you beast! Wow! Okay, sure, there you go, that's Anima defeated. Before he got his overdrive up as well, which is very handy.
Stop.
I mean, I could have waited till here in the game. But earlier on in the Let's Play, I told you guys you only have one chance to see Oblivion, which is Anima's overdrive. And obviously that was a bit of a lie because you can get him as an Aeon. But the thing is, A, I didn't want to reveal you could get him as an Aeon. And B, if I had waited until that point, it would have been so far into the series before you got to see it. I just thought it wasn't worth it. So I wanted to demo it there. Alright, so there we go. That's everything on her list. As you can see, nothing new has added. So we'll quit out of this. But combine these 2 items that we've got. One from defeating her Bahamut, I believe, the first time. And the second from the Monster Arena. If we interact with this seal now, the doors are sealed by a strange power. Try using the Blossom Crown. And we break one of them. Awesome. You've broken the seal, but not completely. Try using the Flower Scepter. Ah! I feel like I'm doing like a Riku noise there. You've broken the seal. And in Yuna goes. This time alone, I guess they didn't want to do a cutscene for it. She comes outside, she prays. And we got a new Aeon. This is called Cindy. Sweet, let's confirm. And another one, Sandy. By the way, they do a thing with the UI here. Look at Sandy's picture, okay? They do a thing with the UI that is only ever employed at this point in the game. And it makes me think that at some point maybe you could have named many of your party members. And, like, they did this so you could name multiple at once. So watch, proceed. And the new thing slides across. That doesn't happen anywhere else in all of Final Fantasy X. Because every time you get to name something, it happens once in a row. So, you know, it's weird to me that that's employed just here. But there you go. And then finally there's Mindy. I don't know why, but you can still go in the Chamber of Faith, and there are still Faith in here with voice acting and so forth. So let's actually go in and talk. We could have done this the first visit, but whatever. I like this Faith statue here too. Three women.
Why couldn't we see to stop the dreaming? Why did we stay on in Spira? We had forgotten for so long. We had forgotten to move forward. We had forgotten to change.
Obtained a defense sphere. So there you go. This is the last Chamber of the Faith with our final 3 Aeons. You summon them together, okay? So it's not like Yuna just gets this explosion on her list. And kind of sadly, I feel, our first experience of them is going to be fighting them against Bergamini, because of course she's here. These are the final Aeons of the game.
Very well. Now.
Let's see what they're like, and we'll fight them against us. Quite fitting, really, since so many of them in Final Fantasy X have been this way. Sandy, Cindy, Mindy. There you go. They're like bugs. A praying mantis, a ladybug, and a bee.
Choose your Aeon well.
Choose our Aeon well. Okay, well, let's give it one of the old... I mean, Ixion just did so good just there, so let's bring him out. now arguably these are the 3 most powerful Aeons in the game, but they're non-conventional Aeons like Yojimbo. You can't control them specifically. They all have very different stats. This one over here is a very supportive, tanky character. This one here is kind of a middle-of-the-road damaging character. This one's a very fast and squishy character. So we're going to go for the fast and squishy one. We're going to do it with... no, we're not going to do it with Verispark. We'll do it with a regular attack. So 4k. We're going to try and finish them off nice and quickly. Ideally, you'd have an Overdrive up straight away here. Or you'd use someone like Anima. But the thing is, I'm holding off, so... There you go, that's 2 attacks. Can we survive another 2? We're going to have to. If I have to go through a lot of Aeons for this, I really don't mind. There's a Blizzara. If we survive, I'll be very happy. Good, good, good. We can Thor's Hammer then. Yeah, and he just wasted Dispel. That's fine. So, yeah, I mean, this is pure, like, Trinity almost. I find it really interesting. Well, sort of, because the healer is also the tank here. We're going to Thor's Hammer and basically sacrifice Ixion. But hopefully this will do the damage. It'll get some spread damage going, and hopefully it will finish off the little bee. 9999. Ah, she's only weak. That's not good. Okay. This might also come back to bite Yuna now if they attack Yuna. Uh-oh. I don't know whether she'll survive this. Oh, Yuna, come on, get a go. Okay, good. She just shelled her. All right, that's good. That's good. Please, Yuna, be quick. All right. This is kind of scary, though, because the next time someone dies, we might be screwed. We could Yojimbo them. Try and Zanmato them. That'd be pretty funny. Let's go with... I can't remember if I taught him Kiraga on this file or not. Damn it. Shiva's a quick one. And she's almost got her Overdrive up, but she's also kind of squishy. Well, actually, she's not. She's got good magic defense. As soon as we can kill the little one, we'll probably only have the pressure of one dude fighting us, so we'll be better off. Let's go with a Blizzara here. Oh, but she got shelled. Yeah, she's dead anyway. All right, that's great. That's fantastic. Okay, so we got white magic, but I didn't teach her haste on this file, so that's fine. Let's start on this guy. Mighty Guard. So this is Razia. This is a very, very powerful attack. One of the best attacks in the game for your Aeons. Really strong. I remember when I was younger, I used to really look forward to that. So with him curing it, with regen on it, I'm not sure if we're out DPSing the damage right now. Oh, no! Wow. Okay, so I summoned Anima, thinking to myself, alright, okay, I'll just do a bit of damage, see how it goes, because they beat me. I did one Overdrive, and it annihilated the 3 of them. Screw it, that's it. That's how it goes. I taught Bahamut all this stuff as well. I was ready to really go for it. All right, anyway, there you go. There's a Shining Gem times 40.
Perhaps you'll... That's not possible. You have already surpassed your father. There is nothing more I can teach you. My work here on Spira is done. Time for me to go.
Send her.
And Bergamini now says there's nothing left. And she's right. There are no more Aeons to acquire in Final Fantasy X. Maybe in the story there's some more, around, but certainly she never found them. And so, yeah, we can now choose to perform the sending or do nothing. If you say do nothing, you can continue to fight her until you want to send her. I guess that the reason for this is when you beat her Aeons on subsequent occasions, she gives you spheres. It's an okay way to get spheres, not the best. But the idea would be then you can use these spheres to keep boosting their attributes until you're good enough. So what I'm going to do, though, is just send her straight away.
Yes.
Bye-bye, Bergamini. She was a pretty good shooter, right?
It is in your hands. destroy sin and save Spira.
Funny how Auron doesn't look wounded or anything there on that time. But there you go. For completing all of this, getting all the Aeons, beating Bergamini, includes quite a lot of stuff if you really think about it. You finally get the Moon Sigil. So that was the Moon and the Mars Sigil I just demonstrated to you guys. So now we have all the crests, all the sigils, and all of the weapons. So let's go charge up our final weapons of the game and see what kind of amazing damage we can end up doing. With them fully charged, with much of the monster arena done, as soon as we have... let's just walk. We don't need to go to the airship. As soon as we've charged these things up, we can totally continue on with the main story of the game and visit the Omega Dungeon shortly thereafter. Those will be the last two areas we need for the monster arena. We're going to capture all those. We're going to do a bunch of grind. We're going to kill everything the monster arena guy ever creates. We're going to defeat the Dark Aeons. And then we're going to finish Final Fantasy X. How many episodes that's going to take? I have no idea. As I say, I'm shooting in the dark. Alright, so one final travel up to this weird brain. I've always thought this looked like a brain. Is that wrong of me? Looks like some kind of nucleus. It looks like the thing that you attack when you're, like one of the Sin Spawn almost. Anyway, have you the celestial weapons, it says. Who will present their weapons? So let's just go through this. Tidus. We'll say Tidus can present his weapon. And it says complete the ritual. It says you must offer the sun crest. So we do that. The sword floats above in front of us. Combines with the crest, as it were. Charges up. You can see like energy going into it. And it says the weapon's power has grown. And it returns to us. So, let's have a look, right? No, let's not present any weapons just now. So, let's have a look. Tidus, weapon. Khaled Bulk originally just had no AP on it. Now it gets double overdrive. It's only marginally better, and this will happen with all of them. One hidden thing did just happen. By giving the Khaled Bulk the crest, one of Yuna's Aeons has now learned how to break the damage limit. I can't remember what matches up with what anymore. I know at least that Kamari's, which is like the lightning one, he breaks Ixion's damage limit. I know that after Bahamut, all of them come with it by default. So Anima can already break the damage limit. The Magus Sisters can already break the damage limit. So can Yojimbo. But those first ones, you're breaking damage limit by applying crests. So that's the crest. Now let's also apply the sigil, which is the much harder thing to find. Have you the celestial weapons? Yes, complete the ritual. You must offer the sun sigil. You get a more powerful flash. It says the weapon attains its maximum power. So yeah, this thing will now be pretty crazy. It will no longer have no AP on it, so you can get experience from wielding it. And it has a ton of other stuff. Not double overdrive, triple overdrive. It also has evade and counter on it and magic counter. So Tidus will just counter like a boss. Pretty amazing stuff. So what we're going to do now is do that for all of the other weapons. It's kind of lengthy cutscene, so I'll probably cut most of it out. I'd like to talk to you guys about one final component of the celestial weapons, though. They break Aeon damage limit. They all have break damage limit for themselves on there, so we can now hit higher than 999. They also have this change to the damage formula, if you remember, right? Where I said it bypasses defense. It actually adds another thing too, which I'll describe to you guys now. Depending on the celestial weapon, it changes how much damage you do based on various things about your characters. So I'll use Tidus as the first example, okay? Tidus, while wielding his final weapon, yes, bypasses defense of enemies, but he does less damage the less health he gets. So while he's at 100% health, he's hitting insane damage, but as he gets damaged, his weapon starts doing less damage. It's this totally new thing, right? The same is true for Waka. As his health goes down, his damage goes down. The opposite is true for Auron's final weapon. As Auron loses health, he does more and more damage. Now, that may sound to you like that means Auron's final weapon is better than everyone else's, because he does more damage as he gets lower. How isn't that good? And I think that's what the devs thought too, but it's actually worse, because with a lot of these fights, you're either at 100% health or zero, sort of. And basically this would mean for Auron to hit as hard as Tidus at the end of the game, Auron needs to always be on low health. And you can see straight away that doesn't seem to be very good, right? So really, Auron falls off late game in Final Fantasy X because his final weapon has the opposite mechanic. Everyone has their own unique one. Well, not unique. Everyone's got a specific one, though. So, like, let's look at Lulu and Yuna. These two characters do more damage while their NP is maxed out. So it's the same as like the health thing for the others, but because they're spellcasters is when they have very high health, you see. And so that's like the mechanics there. That's the way that this works. I believe Riku's is the same as Tidus's and Waka's also. And it's just kind of cool, right? Let's do Kamari's now. I'll finish these off, I'll cut it, and then we'll have a look at all the weapons in their ultimate glory. Here's something pretty cool. This is Lulu's final weapon. This is the first time we get to see it, only from behind. But that's the Onion Knight. See, these cutscenes are all super long and kind of annoying to sit through when you do it all at once. The idea is because obviously a lot of this stuff is quite hard to get. It's a lot of blitzball for the Jupiter Sigil. It's very unlikely you'll get the 0 seconds thing on the Chocobo Racer, stuff like that. I think they sort of expect you to come here slowly over many occasions. Anyway, Riku for some reason is always holding her weapon while it's getting charged. Everyone else just lets it float over. She's just kind of quirky like that, I guess. Alright, unless I messed up somewhere, that should be every single weapon done. Let's go have a look. Equip, Tidus, Khalid Bulb, we already saw it. Break, damage limit, triple overdrive, evading counter, magic counter. Masamune, break, damage limit, triple overdrive, first strike, and counter attack, right? So first strike is this really cool thing I talked about that allows you to survive even when you're ambushed. In the Omega dungeon, there are Malboros, which will always ambush you and always use a devastating attack. With Auron, with his final weapon, though, you can avoid that because he has first strike. Waka with the world champion. Break, damage limit, triple overdrive, double AP, evade and counter. The double AP isn't really amazing. So if people want to make their own, I think maybe it would be him. Because it doesn't mean anything when you're in the final boss fights. You already got all the AP you care about. But yeah. Yuna. The Nirvana. Break, damage limit, triple overdrive, double AP, 1 MP cost. God Hand. Break, damage limit, triple overdrive, double AP, Gillionaire. The Spirit Lance, break damage limit, triple overdrive, double AP, evade and counter. And here the Onion Knight, break damage limit, triple overdrive, magic booster, and 1 MP cost. Pretty cool. So there you go. Those are all the final weapons. Wow, are we done? Are we done? Are we going to proceed with the story now? Now here's the question. What file do I use? Do I use this one with all this OP stuff, or do I go back to my normal file and use my sort of classic guys? I think maybe I'll go back and use my classic guys. But there you go, everyone. That's pretty much everything. Now have a look. We've got almost every single key item in the entire game. We're missing one final Ject Sphere. We're missing an Albed Primal. We're missing a key item for defeating a really powerful boss. But otherwise, you know, we're really near there. I say that now, but there's still a lot of stuff to fight and kill. Anyway, we'll save. I'm going to decide what I'll do. Thanks very much for watching, guys. And I guess I will see you tomorrow for the battle with Sin.